Hello everybody, welcome to my introduction video for my mod pack. This video is going to be about acquiring it, setting it up and running, and there'll be a little bit of gameplay footage at the end of it, just so you can have an actual look at what the game is like. My mod pack is called HexxPack. I've got it in a zip file right here. Yeah, and I've got Technic Launcher up. The reason for that is it's very easy to get mods mixed up if you've already got mods in your mods folder. So you can go ahead and get a clean client and just put the mods straight into this Forge template that I've got here. And it won't conflict with any of your other mod packs if you happen to have any, which I do. So yeah, well obviously the one I've got is vanilla with Forge 1.7 with the creeper face. The reason being is because it's using the version that I started my pack out with. It's 1.5.5.8, I believe. So yeah, alright, so getting this pack, I will leave the link in the description below on how to acquire the zip file. And once you've got it and downloaded it, it's 159 meg, I believe. And then once you've got it, you go into here, open, mods, and I think no, that's not what I want to do. Extract files to. No, I don't want to do that. How do I? You know what? Move to mods, and so it'll extract it. This is easy enough. You can just bring it in here and extract it right here. Bang. It'll go ahead and do that. All the mods will load up. You probably can't see the full screen because I'm using the window capture. That's fine. It's all done. There's 97 items. I think that's about right, actually. Unless I get rid of the that zip file. Once it's done, or you can keep it backed up in case you have any issues. You need to revert back to default. Keep that file handy. And I just deleted it off my desktop. Why did I do that? Oh well, it's in my rubbish bin anyway. Anyway, moving on. I've got all the mods, so you can go ahead and close that. The next part is the launching options. Now I'm going to be using Java 1.7, 64-bit, and 3 gigabytes of memory. You can mess around with this a little bit. I wouldn't suggest changing it too much. Like, it may struggle on 2.5, and that's the other reason I suggest Technic. It has better RAM options when you're choosing, whereas the normal vanilla doesn't give you these 0.5 options. So you can maybe get away with this. I kind of don't recommend 2 gigabyte. It may not be enough to run, so I definitely recommend 3, or even 3.5, but you know, it doesn't really matter. 3 is a good amount for this pack. When you load up the world, you'll be able to see what memory it uses, basically. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and run this. I'm going to just switch my modes over real quick and play. It's just loading real quick. Should be ready in a moment. I'll just click on that for now. It's just loading up. And then once that's done, turn that off. And it will start loading. Alright. Here we go. There we go. It's up. Now it's got quite a bit to load. It's got 150 mods, so what I might do is just pause for the moment, and I'll be back in just a moment once it's done. Okay, it looks like I had a bit of a crash. I'm going to try and load it one more time. That hasn't happened to me before, so it's very interesting. Alright, let's take off and perhaps I may have made a mistake. I usually have this, so I'm going to try that just to see if that fixes it. And let's give her another try. Because it started loading the mods and then it stopped. So yeah. Alright, it's loading. Let's just turn off desktop mode real quick. Hopefully it loads. Hopefully. We just click on the window now, so it shows up. There we go. Too easy. Oh. Bit of noise in the background there, sorry about that. Alright, let's see what it does this time. There we go. So I'm actually going to add this loading part this time. So I suppose I may as well give a description on the Modpack. I've called it HexxPack because it's basically it is a hexxit based. It's much larger though. It's like an upgraded version of hexxit or Hexx Reloaded actually, because Hexx Reloaded is the 1.7 version of hexxit, which is upgraded from hexxit, and this is like an upgrade to Hexx Reloaded. It has mods from the realm of Mionite, if you haven't heard, basically the CrackPack. So it has some of those mods in it. Yeah, so I guess you could call it a mega HexxPack. I don't know. I just like the name HexxPack, so I kind of went with that. And it looks like I fixed the problem. It needs Java 1.8 to run. So yeah, don't use 1.7 Java. It looks like it's almost ready. It's saying not responding quite a lot, but that's alright. This part here, no. You do not want to update, or you can click don't show again for this update. It won't bother you again, because you don't want to update this at any point. So you may as well click that. 148 mods, that is spot on. We've got the Forge 1558 as I mentioned. We've got Optifine, and everything is set to default. So I'm going to show you how to configure it to run well. And since I'm recording, the actual FPS and stuff will be a bit lower than what you'd expect if you're just playing the game. But either way, I'll show you how to get it running the best that it can be. So the first thing I always do, just load that up, turn this map off. It is a waste of time. It's crap. All the other stats are useful, just the map needs to turn off. If you can figure out a way to turn off the waypoints for this as well, do that, because I haven't figured out how to do that yet. Because you've got two maps. There's voxel map included, which is a lot better, and they create death markers, and you can make waypoints with that as well. They're a lot better than the one from Better PvP. Alright, so that's that. We've got music and sounds. I don't hear any music really, so let's just turn all these down. You can put these to whatever you want really. Done. Now for video settings. Fast. You can have that off or minimum. I usually have that low. Let's change the scale to normal. Brightness up. Fog's okay. You can put that on if you want. Details. Change as many things to fast as possible. Unless you have a really super fast computer, these don't really matter that much. I put mine on fast, so I don't particularly care about visuals. I just like it to be able to run effectively. Cloud height, let's put that up way up there in the sky. So that's pretty easy. I have particles on all pretty much, so they don't do too much. I'm gonna say lower your render, especially when loading a new world. Just for the moment, keep it on 8 FPS, 120. That's fine. Fast OpenGL. That one really helps with loading. And chunk loading on smooth. Definitely useful, those two. It'll make your loading a lot better. I tend to play without mid-map, so I'm going to turn that off. It says this option does not usually affect performance, but I find that it does sometimes. I don't really like it. Turn these on. Anything to fast. On, off. Natural, yeah, whatever. Yeah, these ones don't really matter too much, I guess. Alright, that's that. Performance. Alright, smooth FPS. That helps. Now you don't have to have load fire on, it doesn't really matter. If your render's low, keep that off. If your render's high, maybe you can turn that on. Chunk updates. Unless you have a really good computer, like, a 5th gen i7 or something like that, keep that on 1. You don't need a lot of chunk loading for this one. Fast math, that's probably helpful. Smooth world. Dynamic updates is good when you're standing still, and that helps when you use Optifine when standing still. The zoom, your FPS will probably double when you're in that mode, so that's pretty good, I guess. Nothing there. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the setup. Some people use VSync. I don't. I prefer an FPS cap. Like, I usually leave that normal. 8 render just to begin with. You can figure out what render you want once you've loaded the world, but you're going to be expecting an FPS of 50 to, I don't know, 150. It really depends on your computer, I guess. I usually get around 100 these settings. Except when I'm recording, it's a bit lower. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And next thing you're going to want to do is the controls. Now this can be a little bit annoying, so I'm just going to be real quick with all this. I'm just going to cancel the ones I don't really need, like all these. Alright, nice and quick. So I'm just clicking and pressing escape to clear them. None of these, I don't particularly need any of these. You don't particularly need them either. Waypoints. Toggle waypoints. Let's turn that off. Chocolate squares, don't really use that. Turn these off. And looks like Minecraft decided to put some music on. That's nice. I usually leave the level up to L. Makes it a bit easier. F for that one. Toggle lights, drop items. I never use Q. Let's go Control. So set the ones that you want as you go along, even if they're conflicted, because then you can change them later on. Go for special. These ones are pretty useless. Alright. Ending compendium, I always have that as P. Baubles, yep, that's fine. Inventory is always X for me. I don't particularly like inventory sorting. But yeah. Let's take these down. Mobs, M, voxel map, V, waypoint hotkey. Now that'll be conflicted with hats. but let's see what J is. Yeah, J's taken, but we'll see what happens. Right, zoom is plus. Okay. Let's just keep on going. Better FPS. That's pretty. I haven't really figured out how to use better FPS, but if you know how to do it and if it helps, go for it. Alright, so this one, Z. That's the way I like my zoom. Get rid of all these. Movement, jump is E for me. Space. No, obviously it'll be different for everybody. But yeah, these are just my figures. Gives you just a general idea of what config to use. This is basically just me clearing all of the reds. But you can set it up whatever way you want, I guess, because everybody's different. And it looks like I think we're done. Any reds? Yes. V and C. Yellow. I don't know why, but these ones are never conflicted. Like, C and V were conflicted, but it never seems to show it. So make sure you clear these ones. COFH keys, because they won't show up as conflicted. But the other ones will. Alright, so it looks like we're done. Pretty sure that's it. Now what we need to do, no worlds, which is makes sense. When you load up the world, you're going to have a bunch of messages saying updates. You can go ahead and update if you want. I mean, I'd probably advise it, actually. Biomes of Plenty, yes. I will be loading a Biomes of Plenty world. Test world. And we're going to go in creative, because it makes it easier to show different things, and all that kind of jazz. And yeah, we're just about ready to show you, I'm just about ready to show you what's involved in this pack. Alright, so we've got Biomes of Plenty. Put Biomes chest on. Bruh. That'll do. That works. Test world. Actually, yeah, let's leave it at that. That's pretty cool. I was going to type test, but whatever. Boom! Let's start the show already. Alright. Crap, I just clicked off screen. Please don't break. So there's quite a few interfaces on the screen when you load it up. There'll be text like saying what your FPS is and that kind of stuff. Oh, you'll see in a moment, I guess. Okay, some creepy noises. Oh my god, what happened here? I spawned on a battle tower. Wow, bruh. That's how we roll. Really? Are you done yet? It looks like we've got an invisible battle. Wow, he's really angry. Free stuff. Thank you. Dude, chill. I'm trying to do a demonstration video here. Alright, so it looks like my FPS is stable now. What is this chest doing? Whoa, dude. He's so angry. You blew up my stuff. Well, guys, I would not recommend using that seed. It is bad news. Anyway, let's, we don't need this stuff because we're in creative anyway, so it's all good. You calm your farm. Stop making all that racket. So yeah, this is the world that we live in. We've got, yeah, some nice biomes and stuff. FPS is low as I was probably expecting that. I'm just gonna check real quick. If I lower it a bit more, it does kind of spike the memory up a little bit the more changes you make. But quality performance. What can I do to improve this? I'm really not sure. Let's just go with that. 60 FPS. I'm fine with that, really. I'm not particularly fast, but looks like we've got a nice structure here. It's got a sweet little farm. I recognize this from Hexx Reloaded. These classic little castles. We've got a dungeon that's a labyrinth just below. They're pretty cool. So that's neat. Let's see what we got in here. Ah, nice. But yeah, I like it. It's a good place to live. Oh, we've got spawners that since I'm in creative, they won't actually load up. But you know, it's all good. We have stuff in here, just beds. Nice, nice. What do we got in here? Food for days. Oh, there's one other thing I have to do real quick. Key bindings. Inventory. Enchantments. It's the same as my inventory button, so let's change that. And alright, that one's all good. Apply to all worlds. Alright, cool. Bang. That's that. So now I can go in and out of inventory, that's good. Yeah. Alright, so what else have we got? We've got one of these strange looking towers. I believe... Oh my, I just realized. We have 2 labyrinths that are gonna intersect below ground. This is actually gonna be really interesting. So it's probably gonna be all mixed up and messed up, most likely. Ah, it's been replaced. Let's have a quick look around here. This will really... Oh, we have a, let me just get a torch real quick. As you know, we like torches. Put the slash in. Yay, we have light. Let's have a little look through here. Oh, another spawner. My FPS is actually holding up pretty well. I'm actually kind of surprised. So it does, this pack does run fairly smooth, even if it does operate on a low FPS. Ooh, Infernal Mob. It's pretty sweet. Rare. You might have to configure some of the interfaces because they do get a bit out of control. Toggle. Looks like the toggle light is having a bit of an issue. Keeps turning on and off. Ah, I remember these. These are pretty cool. Nice. So we got another rack in here. Cool. Alright, so the voxel map. Looks pretty good. I like voxel map. It's pretty nice. So what we can do is right click and get out of there to teleport. Nice. Sometimes the game will kind of crash from overloading. If you travel very long distances, it may crash on you. It's let's have a look at the menu. So we're on 15, 16. Alright, so it goes up to 1.6 or 1600 meg of memory, basically. Let's turn that off. So, like I said, 3 gigabytes is good because it basically runs about half of that, generally. Alright. World seems to be loading quite well. Look at these lovely trees. It is loading slightly slow. You can increase that by adding more RAM. I'm basically just showing you the absolute minimal to run this pack. Like, this kind of loading is quite typical for 3 gig of memory. Personally, I would recommend 5 gigabytes of RAM. That way, the loading's about twice as quick and about twice as far away. I mean, this is kind of slow. I don't have the best CPU in the world, which is what my main issue is. If you have a really good CPU but low memory, you may have different problems, but my issue is the CPU. So I usually keep my RAM up nice and high, and yeah, because I have 16 gig of RAM, so putting 5 or 6 gig of RAM on this is no problem at all. It makes it load quite a lot better. So yeah, hoping you can find something interesting around here. Just looking about, see if we can find some cool stuff. The limestone chisel. A lot of people like the chisel mod, particularly for builders. This is classed as an adventure pack, but it could be highly considered as a builder's pack as well. So definitely, if you're into creative and all that, load up a super flat world in creative and go nuts. There's loads of things you can do. In fact, if you have trouble with FPS, I would recommend doing a super flat world, because the loading is a lot better. Alright, so I've decided what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna quickly pause the recording. I'm gonna come back with more RAM, and I'll show you just how much the performance changes when you've got, I'll double the RAM most likely, and see how that goes. I'll put my render back up to 8. So back in just a moment. Alright, so we're back, and I've added more RAM. We're now at 6 gig, and it's running 30% of memory. Alright, cool. So let's go ahead and up the render to 8. It's good. And while I'm at it, I may see what happens if I do this. Fast render. And I'm gonna up the chunk updates. Now this could go pretty badly, but we'll try it anyway. I want to see if my computer can handle it. Excuse me. Alright, so it's a bit shaky. Yeah. FPS 20. That is not good at all. I would not recommend that unless you have an i7 CPU. Well, it's not doing extremely. It's loading up my CPU. I'm getting an alert message. Yeah, it's the point where my computer starts to freak out. So it's not really smooth anymore. It could be because there's a lot of structures here. I might go over here and see what it does. And the loading doesn't seem to be that much faster. Okay. So it doesn't really do much. Yeah. Performance. It just lowers your FPS. Really. That's about all it does. Alright, so load far off. Okay. What else can I show you? Fast. Performance. Fast map. I don't know what else to change really. There's not really much else I can do in that regard. That's pretty much the best I'm gonna get. It's 60 FPS. Let me try and load the render up to 10 and see what that does. It's probably gonna be the same as what it was a second ago. And Optifine doesn't seem to help with the loading much at all. Thanks Optifine, you're amazing. Yeah, it could just be because I'm recording, and because normally when I'm playing it doesn't really do this. It loads a lot better. It's also probably because it's a new world, a fresh template can do that. I don't know, I guess it really just depends. Let's see what we got in here. Oh crap, bad FPS. Yeah, so I'm not going to show too much more. I think we're pretty much done here. I just wanted to give you a look at what the world's like, get an idea of what's in the world. And yeah, this is HexxPack. It's pretty sweet. So it's perfect for those who enjoy Hexx Reloaded, hexxit, but just want a little bit more to play with, a bit more fun, a bit more FPS drop too. You'll definitely get that. And I'm gonna wrap it up here. I really hope you enjoy my mod pack. I'll be doing videos on it pretty soon, so you'll be definitely able to see more about it. You can actually download this mod pack. That's the other purpose of this video. I will leave the link in the description for you to be able to get this mod pack up and running. That's also the reason why I did this tutorial, so you know how to set it up and all that. And yeah, hopefully if you do decide to do videos on it, how do I put this? You can actually, you know what? Leave a comment in this video if you are going to do a series on it. I'll put your channel name in and I'll come and check it out and watch your perspective on it, because one of the main reasons I did this pack and released it is because I really want to see how others play this mod pack, and I'm very, very excited to share it. So yeah, please do that. Put your channel name in the comment on this video and I'll come check it out and tell you what I think. I promise I won't say anything bad. I can't really promise that, but you know, I'll try to be nice. Alright? Anyway, yeah, like I said, link in the description to get the pack. You know how to set it up thanks to this video. You now know how it runs. I don't think I'm missing anything else. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, thanks for watching. Leave a like, subscribe for more videos, and leave a comment if there's something that you want to say about the pack. Yep, just say it in the comments. I'll be waiting for your responses. And if you know people who enjoy this type of content, custom mod packs particularly, go ahead and share the video. That will be greatly appreciated. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.